Let me ask you a very simple
around.
question.
Yeah.
A term you keep on throwing around.
Got you.
What is racism?
What is racism? Ooh, that's a very complicated question. But
No, it's not.
I mean, there's a simple answer, and then there's the highly theoretical answer.
Give me the simple.
The simple answer will essentially be because we have like different skin colors, that he's treated a different way than me. He has like a different upbringing than me.
No. But what is
He's subjected to
racism in practice?
It's discrimination.
Based on the color of the skin.
Based on the color of the skin, yeah.
Got it. Thank you. So isn't it racist then to penalize white people to come into college or to get jobs based on the color of their skin?
Well, no.
Wouldn't that be racist? So you're arguing for a very racist policy, which is that we should actively discriminate against people based on the color of their skin, which is affirmative action in DEI in practice.
I just disagree with the premise that you can do like anti-white racism because
Wait, can you be racist against white people?
No, bro, I'm a cracker, bro. What the No, you can't be racist.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back into a new video. Today, we're going to check out Charlie Kirk shuts down anti-whites maxed ANTIFA. This is going to be good. Whenever it comes to Charlie, I know it's going to be extremely amazing to watch. I call him Charlie Kick because he loves kicking ass. I thought it's a bit cracked. Let's get right to today's video, guys.
Nice to meet you, Charlie. I'm a big fan. I think you're a very beautiful man. I admire you physically. But no homo. I did have a question. Something I don't find very interesting about you, something I find kind of repulsive, is that I believe you said that the Civil Rights Act was bad and that we shouldn't have that.
Okay. Well,
thank you. I appreciate that. I don't like you as much as Charlie, though.
First of all, what's your name?
Sorry. I don't want to be like filmed and stuff.
Too late.
I'm anonymous, number one. Anonymous guy.
Okay. Well, hello. Nice to meet you, anonymous guy.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, I believe in part of the essence of the Civil Rights Act went way too far, way too wide.
Oh, how did it go too far?
Well, for example, it created an entire civil rights leviathan that gave us affirmative action.
Civil rights leviathan? What do you mean?
Yeah, so if you can let me finish three words in.
Sorry.
It allowed the Department of Justice to go after people that have different skin color, a.k.a. white people, and prevent them from getting jobs in college admissions.
You have a job.
I'm sorry?
You have a job.
No, you're right, I do. Right, but just until Trump came around, until the Supreme Court decision, thanks to the Civil Rights Act, if you have white skin color, it's much harder to get into a college than if someone has black skin color. Much harder. You have to get higher test scores. It's a much harder pool, largely thanks to the precedent set by the Civil Rights Act. Not to mention all the trans stuff, and they use the Civil Rights Act to justify it.
Okay, I think I see where you're coming from. So you think that it's harder for white people because black people they could have lower tech scores and get them because
it's not what I think. It's the fact.
That's what you're saying. Okay. All right. Well, I guess what I would say too. I think perhaps you're familiar with the term equity, right? Where different people have different circumstances.
It's
which
Marxism.
leads to different outcomes.
I reject
Okay. Well, whether you reject it or not, I think it's a prescient concept in this argument. Because what you have to understand is that when for example, you're born in like a black neighborhood, you're born in like O Block or something, like a very, very, like a. Oh, you don't know what O Block is? Oh, well, if you're born there, if you're born in a very poor area like that, with like very low economic opportunity, very, very poor schools with very low ratings, where the average test score is much lower, when you're in that environment, you have the whole system up against you, right? So when you say in that kind of circumstance, when you're facing the whole, I guess, leviathan of systemic racism, so would you say that? Sorry, let me just finish it. When you say it's fair to, for example, lower the standard because knowing that their circumstances were like that, perhaps based on what they had, what was presented to them, they had the correct amount of merit to get into a school.
Okay, so are you a student here? I'm guessing you are.
Oh, yeah, I'm a student here.
Are you a pretty good student?
Oh, yeah, I would say I'm a good student. I have a pretty high GPA.
Okay. Yeah. Can you give your GPA to her because she's a woman of color, please?
Oh, well, you want me to give you I mean, I can.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, sure.
You'd be good. You cool with that?
Yeah, I'm fine. Wait, you mean
I want you.
Like tell her or like give it to her?
By force.
Like
so
we're swapping it.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do. By force, white man.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to take your GPA. I'm going to give it to a woman of color.
Okay.
You're cool with that?
I mean, yeah, I can just work back up. Like,
there's no working back up.
I can pull myself up by my bootstraps.
No, there's no working back up.
What do you mean you can't work back up? That's the whole point of conservatism, isn't it?
I'm going to keep on taking it from you because that's equity.
Yeah.
And you're cool with that.
What? But that's not
This is equity in practice.
Equity isn't taking. Equity is applying the equal standard.
If you give, how do you get? You must take, and then you give.
Wait, what do you mean?
That which is given must first be taken.
Well, what's being taken?
Well, in this case, grades from you to grades
But
to her.
no one's taking my grades though. That's not what affirmative
it's
action
called.
is.
Well, hold on a
No
second.
one takes your grades.
Hold on a second. If you
Yeah,
only have
yeah,
so many,
oh.
you only have so many positions at University of South Florida to come in, right? There's a set number. Let's say it's 20,000 people, okay? And we're gonna say we're gonna lower the test standards so that somebody that's a woman of color can come in, and therefore it's harder for you. So it's a higher bar for you, lower bar for them. Definitionally, that's a redistribution of test scores to somebody else, just by the definition. And you're okay with that?
Well, I guess I would ask then, if we were to do what you're doing, I guess that's what's happening under Trump, right?
Well, no, it's actually been happening the last 40 years.
Okay, actually, yeah, whatever. Okay, so when you say that, if you do that, then, well, black people aren't going to get into school, and then they won't be able to uplift themselves, they won't be able to have prosperous families, they won't be able to, equalize the economic status, because you need to give them a little jump start. You know what? You have a car, right?
How is that? Well, no, now I know who you are.
No, it's good.
But no, how has that worked the last 40 years? We've had robust affirmative action.
No.
We've had hiring practices. Has it made Black America more successful?
I can answer that easily. It's because sorry. It's because sorry. What am I going for? Oh,
I don't know.
You're a funny guy. So what happened is, even after the Civil Rights Act, you know what I believe the term is massive resistance. It was a movement in after the Brown versus Board of Education in Virginia, where essentially the legislature, which was still white supremacist, which is still extremely racist, they decided that no, we're going to do everything that feasibly possible within our means to stop black people from going to white schools. You even see this in I believe it was the Little Rock Nine, right? Even after it was legalized at the state level, white supremacist mobs still mobilized to prevent it. So even if it de facto it's gone, de jure it still exists.
Let me ask you a very simple
around.
question.
Yeah.
A term you keep on throwing around.
Got you.
What is racism?
What is racism? Ooh, that's a very complicated question. But
No, it's not.
I mean, there's a simple answer, and then there's the highly theoretical answer.
Give me the simple.
The simple answer will essentially be because we have like different skin colors, that he's treated a different way than me. He has like a different upbringing than me.
No. But what is
He's subjected to
racism in practice?
It's discrimination.
Based on the color of the skin.
Based on the color of the skin, yeah.
Got it. Thank you. So isn't it racist then to penalize white people to come into college or to get jobs based on the color of their skin?
Well, no.
Wouldn't that be racist? So you're arguing for a very racist policy, which is that we should actively discriminate against people based on the color of their skin, which is affirmative action in DEI in practice.
I just disagree with the premise that you can do like anti-white racism because
Wait, can you be racist against white people?
No, bro, I'm a cracker, bro. What the No, you can't be racist towards white. Bro, there's so many crackers here, bro.
Makes no sense.
There's your clip, bro. There's your clip.
Racist against white people.
Well, what are you gonna do political violence to me, bro? Like, why are you saying that to me? You're making me scared. Okay.
So let me tell you what we believe, because you tell us what you believe.
Okay.
Your worldview is indistinguishable from the KKK. That you want to organize the world based on skin color. We want to organize the world based on merit and character, based on how hard you work, what you bring to the table. I believe it's destructive and wrong to say that people are going to be organized or have their future set based on the color of their skin. I think it's tribalistic. I think it is divisive, and I think it hurts the excellence of a country. You asked a question, well, how are we going to help other communities? You know how you help other communities? Stop pandering to them and start treating them like individuals made in the image of God, not tribes to be organized for political purposes.
Okay, so do you think, like, when Trump is now he's president, now that racism is gone now because Trump is back and we're no longer pandering, right? Do you think that the conditions of black people, do you think O Block is going to become, like, a much nicer place? Do you think that these very downturned sort of black neighborhoods that have been sort of left behind, do you think they're going to become revitalized now? Is that what you think is going to happen?
Yeah, they'll do better, for sure.
Do you think they're going to do better? Now that we've stopped helping them, they're going to do better.
Well, see, that's an interesting thing.
Because that seems like contradictory to me, just on basic logic.
Well, actually, black Americans under Donald Trump in the first term saw the greatest economic renaissance that they saw since the 1950s.
You don't think
highest
that's due to
wage
Obama,
increases, lowest unemployment, revitalization, amazing investment in their communities, opportunity zones.
But that's when we had affirmative action, so wouldn't that be bad?
Well, again, we actually got rid of affirmative action now.
But
it's going to do
that
even
was
better.
now, but I'm talking about before.
Those are unrelated things, though, just to be
you think
perfectly clear.
they don't seem unrelated to me?
Well,
They're both
affirmative action
policies
is
addressing racism. They seem
affirmative
completely
action
related.
is, again,
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you are. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Affirmative action is largely federal government hiring practices and the adjacent institutions. I think that all communities will do even better when we stop living under the soft bigotry of low expectations. Inherent in your argument is that we have to pander to certain communities based on the color of their skin because they can't do as well as white people. I reject the premise. I think that we should try to say, I don't care about the color of your skin. I care about what you bring to the table. And stop pandering to people based on special criteria, points, and acceptance to college, saying that we're going to make it easier for one group and harder for another group.
I don't think it's pandering, though. I think it's understanding.
Okay, but let me.
Understanding
Do you
the
think
respective
that
circumstances and working based on that?
Do you think that we should have black-only dormitories in America?
No, why would I want that?
Okay, well, there's hundreds of schools that have those actually.
What do you mean black only? Like they're not. White people are not allowed in.
No,
at
white
all.
people are not allowed.
White people, yeah, that's why I said white people are not allowed.
Correct. We have black-only graduation ceremonies across the country.
Well, those are from well, I believe those are most likely like HBCUs, right?
No,
like
the University of Michigan has
Michigan
one,
has an
Yale
all-black
has
dormitory?
one, Harvard has one. So we're agreeing that that is wrong. That is the furthest extension of hyper race obsession. So you could choose one or the other. You can be race obsessed or merit obsessed. We as conservatives decide to be merit obsessed, to build a country based on how hard you work and what you're able to deliver.
Okay, well, so wait, here, just, I wasn't...
Final point?
Oh, yeah, final point, sure, okay. Here, this thing's a little close. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend your wonderful setup here. Yeah, so I guess I'll just restate my point that, I don't believe, you mentioned, like, all-black dormitories, right? I mean, I don't really comment on that. I mean, I don't know if that's real. To me, that sounds fake, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here.
It's very real.
Okay, but I just think it's a very irrelevant kind of like aesthetic focus thing. It doesn't really affect the material conditions of like black people.
If you heard there were white-only dormitories, there'd be marching in the streets, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because okay, I get
What's
it.
the
I get
difference?
It. The difference is, like, for example, if you want to go back to segregation, the all-white dormitory was nice as and the all-black one was shit. So if that was brought back, okay, if we were to do an all-white dormitory and an all-black
I'm not
dormitory
recommending it. I think actually
Okay.
segregation is wrong and evil, and we're heading, until Donald Trump, we were heading in that direction.
But like, okay, I'll go back to, because I let it slip by, but you mentioned that like in the early years of the Donald Trump presidency, right, that the conditions, the employment and stuff were going up for black people. What I would say is the economy works slow. It works at like a time dilation for when the policy is initially enacted. So what I would probably assume, based on what you said to me, is that it was the Obama era policies that actually led to that, and not the Trump policies, because stuff like tax cuts
I
for
just
the rich
love it.
doesn't really help.
In a year from now,
black
we're going to have
people.
the greatest economy ever. They're going to say, it's all Biden. It's all Biden.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the economy is going to shit with what all Elon Musk is doing. But if that was to happen, I mean, I guess my whole worldview, but I'm pretty certain it's not going to happen.
What about Elon? What Elon's doing bothers you? Do you not want to see the government efficient?
The government is efficient. He's just firing everybody. Looks like he did to Twitter, bro. Y'all see what happened to Twitter, bro? It's racist as now. It's just a Nazi haven. It went from like a pretty accepting place to like
Never accepted.
where like the average blue checkmark is saying Hail Hitler. Like Elon Musk himself has replied to like, he did the Nazi salute. Like, we're not gonna forget about that, are we?
No, he didn't.
What do you mean? Y'all didn't see that clip, bro? Y'all see when he did that?
All right.
Oh, okay.
And by the way,
Yeah,
I just want to
thank you.
thank you for something.
You're welcome.
Well, I want to thank you.
Do I get a portion of like the TikTok revenue you're gonna get from this?
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for something.
Oh yeah.
You are a perfect reminder
That's true. I
why
got my
we won
Cash
in
App,
November.
though.
So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I feel like he do not know what he's talking about. He just came there to chase clout and probably trend in the media aspects. That was exactly what his aim is. He actually did not know what he's talking about, because America is a country of equality. You understand? When you say America, equality and freedom should be number one thing you speak out. So even irrespective of equality, equity, according to what he was saying, like that some group, because of equity, some group are not actually the same because of their background and where they're coming from. You do not. That's for me. If you say you want something equal, black students coming to Florida college and a white student coming to college, they should both have the same or an extreme good grade. They should not be picked because of equity or because where they're coming from, that background, they are not too smart. This is a way to that for me. They're actually devaluing black people in the aspect of that, because black people are extremely smart. They are very intelligent. They are very bright-minded. So whenever they bring this DEI and affirmative action, it's just a way to like, for me, that's why I love Candace Owens. You are making black people look dumb. Like they cannot attain such grades. They cannot get into such college because they are not too smart like the white person. Like for me, it's crazy. That should not be talked about as an instance. Black people are very, very clever. So you're giving them like a leverage or advantage over the white. There is no equality right there. I don't see any equality. So this ANTIFA guy who came here wearing being maxed, he's someone who is a cloud chaser. I don't think he really wants to say something right here. He just wants to chase clouds and make jest and fun. You understand? So I love how Charlie answered him. Straight facts. Charlie spoke my mind, if I will say that. He spoke my mind. You understand? So there are black-only dormitories in different colleges, which is not supposed to be so. Like, it's terrible. This is why racism keep on increasing. Like, this segregation is what increases racism. The more they're segregating black from white, it will keep on increasing. Whenever you have a conversation with a black person, you have not gone into like 3-4 statements. You have talked about racism, like especially if you're not going in line with them. They start bringing up racism. Like, I don't know why black people always resonate with racism every time. They feel like they're being treated poorly. No. You have to work your ass off up to the top for you to be recognized more. You understand? So whenever I see any black person who feels or play the victim role because of their skin color, I feel like you are acting lazy and weak. You don't want to stand up for yourself and work your ass off to the top in order to be recognized or given that acknowledgement. Even a white person, if you are not smart or you are acting lazy or you are not being efficient, you can't go up to the ladder. You understand? So I feel like people should be given merit. If you are to be picked out for something that is good, or accepted into a college, or accepted into a job, into a working space, you should be given that job or accepted into that college because of you merit it, not because of the color of your skin or your race. You understand? So each person has to stand out for who they are and also merit their grade and also the job employment. You understand? That is just the truth of the matter. Irrespective of the equity this guy is talking about, or like because of the background and stuff, it should not be talked about in the first place. When you say equality, equality is equality, irrespective of the white person background or the black person background. If you say equality, it should be equal. Straight to the fact. And the guy was just blabbing around. America in a year from now will be much greater than what it is. You can see by the Dodge, irrespective of Elon Musk firing a lot of people, by doing that, I've saved America money. By doing that, you see performance. You understand? America, the Dodge, by him firing people, was never a bad decision. You understand? There's no employer who will fire his employee. You understand? He's not able to sustain that business more. If not, the business is going to crash. You get? So, when it comes to Twitter, Twitter was much terrible, much worse. You can't say something on Twitter without being banned or flagged before Elon Musk came in. But right now, you have more freedom to speak. You understand? Twitter was more restricted. There are some things to say on Twitter, like you'll be banned. Even Charlie was banned. You understand? Twitter was much more restricted before Elon Musk came in. Like, you can't say, it feels like you don't have freedom of speech. Because you have to be very mindful of what you say. If not, you'll be flagged. So that student right there, he was bullshitting throughout. He was capping. I love how Charlie handled him throughout the entire conversation. Much respect. Charlie respected his opinion. It was a very respectful conversation, and irrespective of how the college student acted out, there were also some meaningful things he said at the ending that I actually liked. So guys, comment down below what you think about this video. Give us a thumbs up, share this video to as many as you can. Subscribe to our channel, guys. Know how to do it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.